Welcome to Oxford, Mississippi, inside the SJB Pavilion. Don't worry, you didn't miss much. We just tipped off, we just started. It is Ole Miss and Arkansas in a critical SEC battle, and Jamin Brakefield. Thank you for joining us tonight with Jimmy Dykes, Kevin Fitzgerald with you. Arkansas's first look at the rim is a missed opportunity. That was Chandler Lawson. He doesn't quite get back on D in time. And Jalen Murray, Ole Miss's steady point guard there.
Dribbling. Can they do it against a rugged Ole Miss defense? We're about to find out.
Remember, that's the same Tremont Mark that went for a career-high 35 last week and hit the game winner against Texas A&M. Brakefield tried to block that one and start of the season. He is guarding Brakefield right now.
Yeah, what's he played? A total of 24 minutes on the year?
Yeah.
Number 7 in red?
That's it. Just 8 games, that's all. The Southern Miss transfer. Morrell, that's a difficult one. You know, he has turned into a very skilled scorer. Like temperature-wise, gets a little warm in here. That one on the baseline offline. And Moussa Cisse, who's starting his 5th straight game, comes down with the rebound. Starting to really find the right rhythm in this rotation. Murray draws the foul. And Jalen year 1. Maybe one of the best examples of finding some winning players.
Changing the personality, the passion of this Ole Miss basketball.
It seems like it's going to be very important in this game. Eric Musselman has been vocal in recent weeks about we need to find the players that compete with great energy out there. Morrell buries the 3. Mitchell into the game for Arkansas. He's got the ball, number 15, hands off to Battle. Battle picks up the dribble, and Brandon Murray has him checked up. Mitchell, yes.
And just swarming defense by Ole Miss gave Arkansas.
It is a 8-point lead for Ole Miss inside their own building. They've gotten off to a fine start. Mitchell on the drive. He beats Sharp, but he missed it at the rim. Brazil comes down with it, and he draws the foul.
Tonight, there's no Tremont Mark, and it's time for Arkansas to draw a line in the sand and the Razorbacks.
Yeah, the numbers were impressive, so they shot about 50%.
Gambling and getting steals.
They've been one of the better teams in the nation when it comes to the turnover margin. They've been pretty effective not giving it away this year, save for their last loss against Auburn a few days ago. How about Flanagan? Crap. Another giveaway. This is Murray figuring out what to do. Takes it up. Sharp, the follow slam.
Man, live ball turnovers are a kill. One of the big reasons why.
We mentioned that Duke game. How brilliant was he that night? Oh, Murray, the crossover, step back, and a rebound down to Cisse. Caldwell cutting, and the throwdown. Great movement away from the bench. Different players. What is Arkansas's response? Down a dozen. On the drive, Menafield, the leaner, bounce left. New 20, here's Pinion, 4-3.
To my point.
Brakefield was in trouble that time. Brazil was able to knock it away. Menafield was open momentarily. Davenport threw it away. Murray read the passing lane that time.
Yeah, everybody saw it on time except Davenport, just a half step late to the party.
That is Murray on ESPN. Morrell looking for a second triple. Okay. How many? 3 or 4 bounces?
Well, Arkansas got caught up in traffic.
Jimmy, great start for Morrell. He's got 8 points after a couple of off shooting games the last 2.
Well, he has turned into a fighter under Chris Beard as much as anything. He's always been able to score, but his fight level has really.
And it's home gym again. They are 11-0 in this building with some pretty key victories throughout the year. Arkansas needs a spark. Maybe Menafield. He drains the 3.
Well, Ole Miss comes in double teams. Warn people out, though, as competitive, fighting dogs on the defensive end and some future pros that can bail you out in bad spots. Just things that Arkansas has not found yet this year. Bam!
Nunez, so the sophomore gets some run every now and again, making some impactful plays. It's a 12-point lead for the Rebels. Brakefield, Flanagan, got it.
The free throw line right to the front of the rim. Arkansas ball watching and allowing those cuts to happen for scores.
7 assists on 11 makes, pretty good rate. There's a foul on the drive, and Caleb Battle, who lived at the free throw champs, I should say, collision course in Baton Rouge.
And no love lost between those two programs.
Ole Miss moving the ball nicely. Brandon Murray's first look is offline. And these Rebels, Jimmy, they have been up double figures since really the early minutes of the game. Menafield, nice backdoor cut on the baseline.
Yeah, really blocking a higher percentage of shots than Ole Miss is Houston. Houston blocks 20% of the opponent's field goal attempts. Ole Miss right behind him at 16%.
1 out of 5. It's eye-popping. Murray draws the foul. While Murray looking for his first points, he's had a unique journey. Receives his eligibility or becomes eligible mid-December, just like the rest. Migraines.
Can I think about Battle? He had 5 games in non-conference of 20 or more points.
Yep.
And he can't get to double digits right now to save his life.
Oh, lob it up to Graham. Nicely done.
Yeah, he purple.
Blocker lets it fly. And now Ole Miss has missed a few shots here. They haven't hit a field goal in close to 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's not the shot that Flanigan needs to be taken. He's a 19% three-point shooter, and exactly right. That's a shot turnover by Flanigan over the last four or five ball games. Use that word a lot, but you watch them play. Man, are they together, and they believe in what they're doing. That out-of-bounds threat for Jamarian Sharp is always there at 7-5. It's such a...
Yeah, so it's just the 15th
yeah, it was
foul
not
on
a shooting
Arkansas.
foul, yeah.
I could have sworn I saw the and one signal. So, however, Ole Miss now another chance, and Matt Morrell has got a dozen.
Matt Morrell
is having a career year, just a dynamic player, and everything across the board. Field goal percentage, points per game, minutes, everything is up. Brakefield, yeah, you can count this one.
Kevin, it's all
at the midway mark of the half. Arkansas was Murray looking for someone to move. Now begins to create, improvising with Ellis shading him. Gets around the screen, lob it up to Sharp. Got undercut there by Mitchell, so he is headed to the free throw line of a win. The Aggies are last night against.
That's one of the most unique places to play basketball in that New York City area. The big stage in the SEC to transfer from St. Peter's.
Terry Rozier, the brand new Miami Heat player, by the way, now. Brakefield transition 3. No, not that time. A couple of players got tangled up. Brazil was doing a handstand momentarily. I think they speaks about his program. He refers to his program and team as never take a play off, put the work in. Always play the game, not the scoreboard, is what he likes to say. Shot clock training. Brakefield got a couple of players up in the air. Count it! And the foul! You could refer to all of their seasons as career years, breakout years for NC State at UCF. That win is starting to get a little better. So they have some big ones. Plus, they beat Florida here a couple of weeks ago. Battle draws the foul with 23.4 to go in the
defensively. They're not over-helping in this game. They're pretty much staying attached on the floor, so they can afford not to over-help and stay attached a little bit better than some other teams in this league.
20 seconds to go. The deficit is a dozen. Ole Miss presumably with the last look here. Brakefield's got it. Hands off to Flanigan. This is Brandon Murray. Back to Flanigan. 4 seconds. Turns. Off balance jumper. Cisse can't get it up in time. And that's the half. Ole Miss, though, shoots 47% from the.
Now with a shorthanded team to start with.
Those are Tremont Mark averages, again, better than 15 a game in conference plays. Average this year 18 a game overall. Trevin Brazil is your third leading scorer, plus a pretty decently reliable rebounder, leads your team in that department. And you know where
they continue to fight their tails off on the
free throw line. And this is an area where, as you saw in free throws made. However, 9 of 11 thus far in this game, so they must get there a bit more frequently. Flanigan attacks the rim and acrobatic.
How Chris Beard wants the game of ball to be played.
Davenport trapped in the corner. Got it away to Lawson, and he lays it up and in. So that's the first basket for Lawson.
The long arm reach of Lawson saves it. I mean, Lawson right now with a 7'7" wingspan would be the 5th longest wingspan in the NBA right now. That's how long of a kid that he is around that rim.
All right, so he is longer than Jamarion Sharp is tall.
How about that? And Jamarion Sharp walking beside him at
point advantage. Yeah, so Jimmy, the 5 out there is Davenport, who just missed everything but the backboard there. Battle, Lawson, Menafield, and the freshman Layden Blocker. That's the 5 with Arkansas missing both Brazil now and Menafield can't get it to go. That one hangs on the rim. My goodness, how many times did that hit the rim without falling through? Mitchell is still on the ground. No whistles yet. It's still an active transition opportunity. Morrell drains it. And now Mark, their leading scorer, out with a migraine. Trevin Brazil ruled out for the second half with some knee soreness. And we just saw Makai Mitchell hit the bench. Graham is going to the free throw line after the foul.
A really bright future that
this state at home and get them to come to Arkansas. Nick Smith last year, Moses Moody, remember a couple of years ago. Morrell open for 3. There's Sharp. Look at that long reach. It's pterodactyl-like.
Wow. Yeah, he literally looked like the ball was outside the lane.
Says, hey, you know, I've started all year. Put Cisse in the starting lineup moving forward. He says, I want to let's find a way to get him going. The unselfish attitude, trying to help a teammate out. He has no problems coming off the bench.
On screens, but he dives out of that thing with some pretty good speed for a kid that long.
He also might have the best shoe game tonight. So some sharp Nikes. Murray is open. Buries a 3. Ole Miss has opened up a 20-point lead just like that to start the second half.
Well, they're going to be very difficult to handle in this building. The student section is tremendous. It wraps pretty much 75% of the lower bowl. And Ole Miss is going to do this to a lot of teams in his college career.
There's Sharp. He's just bigger, taller than everyone. Morrell, not that time. This is Brandon Murray. Head fake. Bounce pass. Sharp off the glass and in.
I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, he's a high school kid playing in a 6th grade game. When you look out on the floor, like the size difference.
A lot of quality teams in action. I think that's going to be a Kentucky team with a little chip on its shoulder heading into Bud Walton Arena. There's Graham with the throw.
SEC play, got balanced scoring tonight. Grant Nelson had 14, Mark Sears with 22, Reitzel had 14, Ryland Griffin with 17. Auburn only 5 out of 25 from that 3-point line, and Slyke.
Yeah, talk about hot. And it was a tight one going down the stretch, as you mentioned. So you mentioned Sears going for 22. It's a nice drive to the basket by Ellis. So behind that trio.
Well, you got to put Alabama there now tonight because of that win over Auburn. Yeah, those to me are the top 4. And Tennessee, in my estimation, is built just a little bit differently than everybody else, Kevin, because how old they are, energy with their voices, they win the hard parts of the game. They
got here from College Station.
I am too.
Were you on the Buzz Williams sleep schedule? Soreness.
Kevin, as hard as Arkansas fought on the glass in the first half, they have gotten away from it in the second half. Ole Miss now up 33-19 in the rebounding department.
Wow. Oh, there's a vicious throwdown. Jamin Brakefield.
Still only 6 turnovers in the game. Man, you allow a guy to make a jet cut right down the middle of the lane against your defense. Sends a big message.
Davenport with a...
States followed up by a Sweet 16 last year. Nothing natural about where this Arkansas program is right now early in conference play.
Right, and a lot of folks, particularly fans, nice cut and dive to the rim. They had Arkansas, that is, had fallen into an early conference hole the last few years. However, you said this before, the hole is just a bit deeper overall based on what happened in the non-con. That is a very easy drive. His career, Morrell, baseline drive, over to Murray. Wiggles into the paint and now backs it up. So he's got the mismatch here. Murray, the screen. Pinion switches onto him. The blow by, pulls up, banks it in. Jalen Murray.
Texas that used to go to in recruiting, talking about where to get chicken and where the best baked beans are and how he likes his popcorn when he goes to a movie. Man, I learned a lot about Chris Beard in a 25, 30-minute game day conversation.
Well, that's the way popcorn should be served.
Arch.
Yeah, it's a high arcer. Look out,
Too easy.
Jamarion Sharp, and also look out, Reynolds.
Ken, if you can't guard the ball, you can't guard the glass, and that's Arkansas has struggled in the second half in particular. There again, can't guard the ball that gets on the glass in the SEC now and going forward.
Yeah, look out. So Ole Miss, as you saw a few moments ago, it is one of those first 4 teams out. And look, we've got a lot left in this regular season, plus the SEC.
Quad 1 wins, improving your net ranking. We're right here by Arkansas's bench, and they continue to be engaged. They continue to fight and listen to Muss on the bench. There's just not enough offensive punch at all right now in this Arkansas lineup to win a game in the SEC on the road. There's just not. There's no other way to put it. And in the past, Eric Muss,
leading rebounder, who was on that 2013. I gotta get biceps like.
He ate the ball when the ball was above the rim. He owned it. And a really good resource in terms of the toughness. Fits right in with the organizational flow that Chris Beard is building this program with.
Another 3 in the corner. And won a couple games in the tournament. Was on that team with Marshall Henderson. And he just spent the last 10 years playing professionally overseas, so he's spending this year as a graduate assistant.
I'll see Andy Kennedy on Sunday, speaking of Marshall Henderson.
Chris Beard was trying to recruit him out of high school.
Marshall?
He was 4 seconds to shoot here. Brakefield, that one might have been tipped. Harris, at a minimum, challenged it. Battle back on the floor. Remember, he bumped knees with an Ole Miss player earlier. He really couldn't do anything. And they played half this game without.
They do not care if you have guys injured and that point yet under Eric Musselman. And the schedule is relentless in the league this year. Kentucky, as you said, rolling in on Saturday, will be in a bad mood to say the least. And Arkansas is going to have to guys. Yeah, they came in off of a couple of losses, and he continues to just drive them daily in practice in terms of how we're going to play the game and the things that are important to us. I thought defensively, Arkansas shorthanded tonight. And it all starts with that, Kevin. If you can keep your defense out of defensive rotations, man, you have won a major part of the war, and that's exactly what Ole Miss did tonight consistently.
I don't think McGrath's getting another one off here with 5 seconds to go. For Ole Miss, it gets back to 500 in league play, scores 77. And Jimmy, this is Ole Miss's biggest win against Arkansas in more than 50 years.
And
wow,
the fewest points allowed by Ole Miss this year, 51 to Arkansas.
Enjoyed it, partner.
Absolutely.